Oops, I'm turning it down instead of up. We're just going to take less than a minute. Just I want you to just close your eyes so you can be private. And just let your body begin to move. Even if it does, if you don't want to move, realize that's your resistance. That's your fear. That's your ego. So just letting yourself go. Close your eyes. To cross over the line, leave your past behind. You got to do things differently to get different results. You get to do things differently to get different results. Oh, like dancing. This is your breakthrough tonight, women. You are here. You are here. We've had hundreds of people join this class, and you chose to be here. There is something so special about that for you. I want you to recognize that within yourself. You have showed up, and you are committed to your change. So I am so excited and honored that you are here tonight. Thank you. And I want you to know that I am humbled that you have chose me and our team and this class to be here tonight. I do not take you showing up lightly. I remember when I was stuck in my emotions. I had resistance, I had fear, I had insecurities, I had doubt. I had a really, what's that called? Like a barrier in front of me. So I didn't let anybody in, right? So I just kept everybody back that way. So I guess it was anger, like a shield of anger. And so I just want you to recognize that when you are in a place of wanting transformation and growth, I get it. I was there not too long ago, almost 10 years ago, I'm going to say, maybe even a little bit more than that. But why is the meeting being recorded? I send a speaker view out. I don't spend any, like nobody will see you. I do send a recording out to the people that signed up that did not come. It goes into our private Facebook group, and it's only those that registered. I do it on speaker view, so you are not seen. The chat is not shared in Facebook, like the chat comments aren't shared. So if you do talk and you pop up into my view, you will be in the recording. I'm gonna pin me like this, so maybe that will, I don't like that, but hold on. How do I unpin? I don't know how to unpin now, so that's interesting. So, oh, here. So just know that you won't be in it. If you go check the Facebook, the recording that was up today in Facebook, it's only me that you see. Is that correct, girls? And Angelica, because she spoke for a second, so Angelica popped into the screen. So you don't need to worry about being seen. I do respect that as well, and I only share what people give me permission to share. So if you hear me sharing stories, which I will today, and I shared some yesterday, that is because the women gave me permission to share. And as you've heard me yesterday, I shared a story that someone did not want her name revealed, so I didn't reveal her name with the story, but she was happy to share her story. So I do believe in confidentiality, and I do believe in creating a space where you feel comfortable to be able to express yourself you know, I know Monique's been with me for, here and there. She's actually starting in my full program. Angelica is one of my coaches. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else that's been around and seen Meta has been to a couple trainings. So you can just put in the chat what it's like to be here and what your experience has been in the BKISS sisterhood in the Facebook group, and if you've done any trainings like this, just to give some insight for these women that are here for the first time. So if you want to share what it's like being part of our Facebook sisterhood or part of these classes, that would be great. If you don't have to share. But I'm going to share with you this. The more that you participate, the more that you engage. Rochelle, does that make you feel more comfortable? Oh, I just mentioned your name. Okay, good. All right. So here's what I want you to, here's today is going to be a breakthrough day. It's all about emotions. Emotions are our attraction factor. What we feel deep within inside of us. Now, I'm not talking about the fake emotions, because we can fake happy, we can fake joyful, we can fake a smile, but I'm talking about the deep-seated emotions that we have going on. And that's where we're going to that's what we're going to really tune into today. I do want to just share with you that I made an opportunity yesterday to have, I'm going to put you guys over here so I can see all my notes. So if you see me looking this way, it's not, I'm actually looking at you. I have my notes over here. I haven't figured out how to make you both fit on one screen, but I will have the chats over here so I can see your comments. But I made an offer yesterday for a clarity call, a 15-minute call with Angelica, just to help you out in any situation that you have going on. And you can use it based on the content that we're sharing here, or you can use this call to help you in any specific situation. So I know that quite a few calls have been booked. I have no idea how many time slots are left, but I'm going to give you the opportunity to put clarity call in the chat if you want to have a free opportunity for help. I can tell you with the work that we do, 15 minutes can give you a lot of clarity. If you had a clarity call with Angelica already, just drop in what that call was like for you, just to give the women here who haven't the opportunity to see what they could possibly experience for themselves. So welcome to day 2. If you have not watched day 1, I'm going to encourage you to watch it. We sent it via text, email, as well as it's in our private Facebook group. Irish, if you can drop down the Facebook link in case those that are here are not in the Facebook group. You want to click that link and go join so that you can see the recordings. The recordings are in there. We have engagement posts in there. It's an opportunity for you to ask questions about the content that we're doing. And I actually gave homework, and I saw Monique. I saw what's your name? Chloe. I saw yours in there. There was a third person, Angelica, myself, but there was actually a third person. I think it was Angela. You posted in the chakra and you shared it was your third eye. You said something about your third eye, right? So all 4, however many posted today, you all are winning a special affirmation audio that I created to create manifestation. So everybody that posted their chakra, what they did for their chakras or about their chakras, that have posted prior to this class, all won that gift. Okay, so I'm here to support you. We're here to support you. If you have any questions, reach out to team@brendakiss.com. Message me on Facebook. Message me, or message anybody in my team. Tonight you will need 2 pieces of journal, 2 pieces of separate paper. I like loose leaf paper. If you have the journal, that's fine. There's 2 notes pages within the journal that you can grab and use those. If you want to go grab 2 pieces of loose paper, go ahead and do that really quickly. And Starfire! Oh, that's so sad. I don't know. It worked yesterday. So again, here's what I'm going to say. Putting your camera on brings your attention, your connection, brings your commitment to be here, to be present up. And I know that it's a challenging experience potentially to put your camera on, but I'm gonna encourage you to put your camera on and not be just a participant. I mean, not just be a bystander, be fully active. In fact, the more that you give to me, the more I can give to you. The more I can see what's landing with you guys, what's working, what's not working, then I can actually help you even more. So you want to put your camera on, and for everybody that puts their camera on and keeps it on for the rest of the class, I am going to give you a chakra balancing healing session recording. It's super powerful. For anybody that has received that in the past, please share what it was like for you to receive the chakra balancing healing through audio. You all will receive those. So Irish, write down everybody that has their camera on. So if you keep your camera on and turn your camera on, you will win these gifts. So, Starfire, I know you. I know you had your camera on all day yesterday. So, if it's challenging and you can't figure it out, I know, just continue to participate full out and you will get one too. But, so play, be engaged, right? So everybody have 2 pieces of paper? Drop yes in the chat if you are ready, because we are getting going today. We got a lot to offer, a lot to do. Yes, 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 I'm ready. Woohoo, yes. Okay, okay, love it. Love the engagement tonight. This is amazing. So first, I just want you to remember that we talked about a couple things yesterday. We talked about the 3 pillars of what makes transformational possible. Who remembers the 3 pillars? Go ahead and drop them in the chat. I'll say them in a few minutes, but I'll give you an opportunity to drop them in the chat, the 3 pillars of transformation. And we also talked about your chakras. Now, there's many chakra healers out there, and there's many, many ways to heal your chakras. What we do here is what we look at the neuroscience behind each chakra, the energy behind each chakra, the beliefs behind each chakra, and the physical symptoms of each chakra. So we work on all levels. Tuning into yourself, that is a pillar. You must tune in. Yes, tuning in gives you an ability to become aware of what's happening. So the 3 pillars of transformation is reprogramming your subconscious mind, your energy body, your emotional body, and as well as your there was another one, subconscious mind, energy body, emotional, and mindset, right? And then we talked about having a deeper connection with yourself and your higher self, whether your higher self is you or God or the universe or whatever you believe to be guiding you. And the third part is being part of a community that's supporting your growth, that's supporting you and holding you accountability and having a mentor guiding you, right? So those are the 3 things. So remember, the fastest way to healing, yes, Chloe, sorry, I don't know where Chloe came from. The fastest way to healing is to reconnect with yourself. And this is the opportunity for you to put yourself first today. I mean, really, you're here. Turn off all distractions. Turn off all distractions. Be 100% present. Be here with me. I want to find if I can put you guys smaller on this screen. There we go. Now I can see you a little bit. Thank you, Chloe. And so this is an opportunity for you to heal, to let go. And what's so great about today, I won't even have to ask you. You won't even have to talk about the problems or issues or the emotions that you want to heal. The work that we do today, you can do this without any discussion. How awesome is that? So it's not like therapy where you have to go and peel off the Band-Aid and relive all of the stories, the hurt, the pain, and then you walk away feeling more open and raw than you had before, right? So I remember I had a client in my 12-month program. Her name was Sheila, and she was so good at hiding her emotions. She showed up for everybody else, and she really, really hid her emotions. And she was so nervous to turn her camera on. I remember her, do I have to go on Zoom? Do I have to turn my camera on? And she was so scared to express herself. She didn't want to share. She was very closed because she had been hurt before, and she was very closed off. And, we worked together, and we really worked on healing some of her challenges without her having to relive her past, without her having to discuss all of her problems, so that she can release the emotions that she was holding on for a long time. And also my client Judy, she was so lost in her emotions, so lost because she put everybody else in front of her. She isolated herself. She was always seeking for a community, but she got tired of looking, and she got involved with a woman that she just put her whole life into and totally lost who she was. Became a caregiver for somebody else's life and forgot her own life. And it wasn't until, and she had been on therapy, medicine, psychotherapy, EMDR, you name it. She has done it. And I can connect you with her if you want me to. She'd be happy to talk to anybody. And she, she's done so many different things, and nothing was helping her find her spark, find her who she was and what she wanted, and really tap in, because most modalities, like I shared yesterday, only touch on the surface, or they focus only on one area of your life. And so through our Fear to Freedom program, through her TNR, our Transformative Neuro Reiki method, she was able to feel and move through her life to create a life she loves. Now she's living happy, connected, building friendships wherever she goes, and she became actually a really pro manifester. So now this is your turn to play full out, your turn to engage, your turn to show up and be here. Put everything you got in today's class. I can guarantee you this: if you sit and do nothing, you will get nothing. If you come here and you put energy out, you will get energy back. If you put your intention into making change, you will create change. I've had people go through these classes, these 4-day mini courses, not even in my full class, share with me. Monique happens to be one of them. She has done many of my free classes, and she has found some great changes in her life, right? But I've many women. So this is your chance to do that for yourself. Who's ready? Drop ready. If you are here to play full out and you didn't show up to be a bystander in your life, drop ready, or a participant, whatever it is for you. Yes. 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 All right. Awesome. So I'm Brenda Kiss. For those that don't know me, I help thousands of women to reduce anxiety, stress, overwhelm, self-doubt, to really live in a life of wholeness, peace, joy, happiness, to allow yourself to manifest great things in your life. So let's get started together today. And I really want you to take a moment. I'm going to make you all big so I can see. Just take a moment to honor somebody here. Just pick somebody on your screen and say hello. Pick somebody on your screen and say something that you see in them that's beautiful. And the reason I'm asking you to do this is I want you. How many of you feel alone? How many of you feel that you want to build friendships and relationships with women that are seeking, a higher way of being or a way of thinking, and, a more positive environment to put yourself in? I mean, I know that's how I was. And I also know that I was super shy, insecure, and didn't want to put myself out there, right? So this is an opportunity for you to acknowledge someone. You could just say, Sherry, I see you. Chloe, I see you. Pam, I see you. Jocelyn, I see you. Meta, I see you. Terry, I see you. Karen, I see you. Rochelle, I see you. Monique, I see you. Tina, I see you. And Angela, I see you. Thank you, Karen. Right? Just being seen, as scary as that is, there's something so beautiful when women come together to support each other. Right? Comes together to support each other, lift each other up, be in community, and not tear each other down. Right? Starfire, I see you. Yeah. How many of you does this feel uncomfortable to be seen? Be honest. How many of you feel uncomfortable recognizing somebody else? You're very uncomfortable. And so here's what I can share with you. Those that are very uncomfortable, lean into it, because on the other side of being uncomfortable is massive growth. On the other side of being uncomfortable is freedom, is expansion, is life itself, joy, happiness, peace. I'm getting very emotional. I can feel all the emotions coming up right now. I might even start crying. This is so possible for you to have this deep sense of joy, this deep sense of happiness. We were not put on this earth to suffer. We were put on this earth to be joyful, to be expansive, to make a difference in the world. I want you to know, Monique, that you matter. You matter. Tina, your life and you matter. Angela, you matter. Sherry, you matter. Rochelle, you matter. Angelica, you matter. Jocelyn, you matter. Chloe, you matter. Starfire, you matter. Tina, you matter. Pam, you matter. Meta, you matter. Karen, you matter. Terry, you matter. And I see you. I just want to make sure I got everybody. I want you to know that your life matters more than you know it does. And if you don't think it does, look at the world that we live in right now. We get to wake up, not just for ourselves, but the future of our world. So let's get going. Right now, take out your first piece of paper. And on this piece of paper, you're going to make a box, like a big box that takes up most of the paper. It could be even bigger than this, or just about the whole piece of paper, okay? Just a big box. I'm going to tell you what to write in the middle. What happens is that we develop what I call box thinking. And we think from inside this box, from our feelings, from our stories, from our thoughts, from our emotions. And this box keeps us from our magic feeling. From yesterday's training, what is your magic feeling? And if you weren't here from yesterday's training, I'm going to invite you to create. What is the feeling that you want to feel most in the world? That's your magic feeling. What is that feeling? Drop it in the chat box so I can see it here today. Peace, love, serenity, love. Loved or love, Terry? Joy. So if there was no more fighting, what would you feel, Karen? Loved. Okay, unconditional love. You want to feel loved. Okay. Peace. Karen, I want you to come back and ask complete. I want you to come back with me and tell me, what is it that if you weren't fighting all the time, what would you be feeling? Contentment, happiness, loved, not alone. Angela, which one speaks to you the most out of that? Okay, happiness for you, Karen. Okay, so this is your magic feeling. This is the magic feeling. So not alone. So what would that be? Connected? Yeah. What way of being is not alone? Just want to smoke again and be silly. Well, you can be silly and you without having the need of a drug to stimulate that. We get to be silly and fun all the time. Create my own family, maybe. Okay, so those that are like Karen, so smile. So pick a feeling that represents your magic, the magic that's within you. So it's not what we don't want, it's what we want to create. Yeah, so Angela, I'm thinking connection for you. Based on what you're sharing, like the not feeling alone. Love, light. What does light feel like? I would go with the feeling. Everybody drop in a yes if you have your magic feeling. Drop in magic for me so I can see. I want to make sure everybody has this because this exercise is going to be, there's no judgment here. I know many women that smoke that have come to me and actually changed some of their being. Magic. Yes. Okay. Anybody still need help? If you need help with your magic feeling, put help. Going once. This is your time to speak up for yourself. Help. Rochelle. Okay, without speaking, because otherwise you'll be on the video. What feeling do you want more of in your life? If you weren't anxious, if you weren't full of anxiety, what feeling would you have? Just imagine what that would be like. Peace. Yeah, okay, peace. So that's your magic feeling. Calm, Angela, love that. So pick whatever your magic feeling. It could be one or two. It doesn't have to just be one. Listen, there are no rules in my world. Right? Calm and quiet. Quiet your mind. Okay, so whatever that magic feeling is, that's what you want to hold. That's what we're going to look at. Now, inside the box, you're going to write down the feelings, the stories, the emotions that are keeping you from what you want. That peace, that magic feeling. So put magic feeling at the top up here. Magic feeling. And then inside the box are all the feelings, beliefs, stories. That no one's going to read this. This is just for you. So you can put whatever you want in this box. What's in this box goes the stories. Like my magic feeling was I wanted to be loved. I wanted to feel love. Right? What were the things that I was telling myself that was not love? I used to tell myself I was fat, I wasn't smart, I couldn't make a living, I didn't know what I wanted to be, I questioned myself, I beat myself up, I had an eating disorder, I was a social alcoholic. These are all things all the stories I used to tell myself that kept me from feeling love. Angela, you shared that you have no parents and no family, I think you said. So you can put that. That's the story that you're telling yourself that's keeping you from feeling calm, feeling loved, feeling connected. And give you one more minute to put in your emotions, your stories, anything that's keeping you from what you want, keeping you from having that feeling of magic, that magic feeling. Remember, on the other side of this uncomfortable feeling, on the other side of this discomfort, this heaviness is light, is freedom. So give yourself permission to go here right now. I know there may be a bit of resistance showing up for you, but you're here to make a difference in your life or the lives of those around you. On the other side of this uncomfortableness, on the outside of your box, is freedom. Freedom from hurt, regret, anxiety, not feeling good enough, resentment, shame, grief, blame, worry, fear. I'm going to give you 1 minute left to finish this part up. Don't worry, there's going to be opportunity to add to this because right now you're all coming from your headspace and we're going to drop into our bodies to get more. But we can get the mental stuff out of the way first. Okay. So let's recognize that the second key to create a life you love is understanding and releasing your emotions, the stories, the feelings that have been locked up in this box, because outside the box is freedom. Your emotions are your driving force behind your actions. Emotions are energy emotions. Everything in the world is energy. Your thoughts, your feeling, your body language, the clothes you wear, the food you put in your body, everything. And what you're feeling in your subconscious and in your body is what you're attracting into your life. These beliefs, these feelings, the emotions are what I call your attraction factor. And here's the tricky part. Emotions that you don't want to feel, right? Or stories that you don't want to deal with, or beliefs that cause you pain, get buried by the ego. And I don't mean the like egotistical. I mean the ego that protects you, right? The ego that keeps you safe and keeps you comfortable, even if the even in the comfort zone is uncomfortable, it keeps you there. Because here's why. The ego likes familiarity. And so if being unhappy is familiar, the ego will do whatever it can to keep you in that feeling, right? You can know if ego is here if you don't want to do this work, if you don't return tomorrow, right? Because this is your ego saying, I don't know, something about this doesn't feel good. Let's not go there. The ego doesn't want to feel pain, doesn't want to feel suffer, doesn't want to feel hurt. So it will literally cover everything up, bury every feeling, every emotion, every story to keep you in what's called your safe zone, to keep you inside that box. But you didn't show up here tonight to stay inside that box. Am I correct? Drop yes if you agree. Put yes in the chat if you showed up. Right. You wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be doing this work. So what happens is a lot of times people think positive thinking, mindset work, affirmations, gratitude is going to change their life. I can tell you those are all tools that I use. But they will not work if you are putting them on top of a pile of shit that's within you. Because the shit is still there. I gave this analogy in my last class, and I'll give it here. Imagine putting what's your favorite, drop in the chat, what's your favorite flavor ice cream? Mine is chocolate chip cookie dough. Non-dairy. I don't do dairy because it makes my body responds negative. Emergency. You see, it's better, that's resistance. Rocky Road, mint chocolate chip, Superman, never heard of that one. Cookies and cream. Awesome. So imagine right now you have this beautiful, delicious bowl of ice cream or your favorite dessert, right? Orange pineapple, maple walnut. And now you put it on a pile of shit. How is that ice cream going to taste? How is that ice cream going to smell? Is it going to get you what you want? And that's a lot of the problems with, I'll say, life coaches or like they focus on just positive energy. And I grew up that way. My dad was like Zig Ziglar, Brian Tracy, all this stuff was in my life. And I was still miserable because I didn't deal with the shit that happened to me as a child. Right? So you got to get rid of the shit. We got to get rid of the shit so we can enjoy our ice cream. Who's ready to get rid of the shit? Yes. So the other thing I see often a lot is what's called spiritual bypass or ignoring and stuffing things down. Not wanting to feel the low vibrational feelings, right? Every feeling you have, every single one of them, deserves to be honored, expressed, processed, and either released or expanded, depending on what feeling. But there is no feeling that is not honorable. So we do not want to bypass our feelings. We do not want to ignore our feelings. We actually want to process our feelings. And a lot of people do this by numbing their feelings with food. I did that. Drugs. I did not use drugs. Alcohol. Other people's problems. Too busy. I'm too busy to do anything. They keep themselves so busy that they don't have to worry about anything else. And never slow down to be with themselves, right? I'm so sick and tired of bullshit. Yeah, we gotta make change. So right now, drop down in the emotions that you live in daily. I was victim, jealousy, anger, frustration, overwhelmed, stress. Those were the emotions that ran my life. Those were my attraction factors. So if you live in overwhelm, stress, or frustration, victim story, like why is this happening? Why does everybody else get this and I'm stuck this way? Those are emotions that are keeping you, or that are attracting more of that stuff in your life, right? So here's what I want to say. Those that are sharing their emotions here usually are not the true emotions that you have to deal with, or that you get to deal with, I should say. You don't have to do anything. The ego hides the real feelings or the real stories. So, like I said, like I said yesterday, if you watched yesterday, I'll repeat it today, that most people focus on the symptom rather than the root. So I used to be mad, frustrated, and angry. Those were I'll say my biggest three, right? And it used to all be over my weight. So I thought my weight was my problem. Anybody have weight problems? Gain weight, lose weight, gain weight, lose weight. That was me. And I was just like, God, if I can just fix my weight, I will be so much happier. And no matter what size I was a size 123 pounds, a size 2 at my wedding, and I still thought I was fat. I'm 5'3", by the way. So that's actually a very healthy weight. And, I'll show you. No, I won't. I don't have my picture right here. I'll post it in the Facebook group tomorrow. But I used to think that I used to get so mad and frustrated and angry over all of that. And these were the surface level feelings. And what you're sharing may or may not be your surface level feelings. We're going to figure that out because we don't want to work on the symptom. We want to work on the root. So in order to work on the root of our who remembers from yesterday, in order to work on the root of a problem, what do you have to do? Angela said it earlier. You do get to take action, but before we take action, we have to actually do something. Well, this is kind of an action. We have to tune in. We have to become present. Yes, tune in. Very good. Yeah. And so you have to get to tune in, become present, feel what you feel, and ask yourself good quality questions. And it wasn't until I did that I realized my anger, my mad, my frustration were cover-ups for sadness, hurt, guilt, resentment, fear. Because what I was covering up with those emotions and my eating disorder was a belief that it was scary to be pretty because when you are pretty and thin, you get abused. But it wasn't until I got into this space, which we're going to go into today, that I really understood that. So what happens is when we have these deep-rooted emotions and fears and beliefs and stories, the ego will cover it up. Will cover it up so that you don't have to feel that. And it literally covered me up with weight. Not everybody gets covered up with weight, but for me, it literally covered me up with weights. And from that space of that story, it was scary to be pretty. So my emotion was scared, right? That was the feeling I was having. That feeling created emotions, which created stories, which became my reality. So there's something deep inside of you that is creating the anxiety or the disconnect or the depression or some other, whatever else you shared in your three. So when emotions aren't processed, they literally take up residency in your body, in your mind, and in your energy field. That's why you cannot just work on one area. You have to work on all of these areas that I've been speaking about, right? So you want to work on it. If you do not, it actually causes dis-ease in your body. Louise Hay has a book. It's called Heal Your Body. It's a Cliff Note version of her big book. And in this book, she shares with you how our emotions create dis-ease in our body. And she actually cured her life of cancer by working on reprogramming her body, her thoughts, her energy, and everything else. And when we don't process our emotions, they start to call what I call energy stacking. And they build up and build up and build up. And all of a sudden there's flare-ups. Look at the world we are living today. The shootings that are happening, the road rage, the anger people are expressing to themselves. That's because they have all this shit stuck. The shit is in there. They can't get to the ice cream. And they have road rage or, uh-oh, that was my battery. Okay. Please don't die on me, computer. Please don't die on me. I might need to create a backup plan. Angelica, I gotta make you co-host in case I die. And that way I can pop back in on my phone. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. I don't know why my computer is doing that. Talking about too much energy. I'm utilizing a lot of energy, and the computer is like, woohoo! All right. So we want to work on expressing our emotions so we don't have these big flare-ups. Who has flare-ups? I mean, I had tons of flare-ups. I would get mad over the most silliest things. Oh my gosh. Over the most silliest things. So through my Fear to Freedom program and the Transformative Neuro Reiki method that I'm telling you, we dive into we spend 12 months on your emotions and everything else, your past traumas, and we release it from all parts of your body. Today, we're going to work on the 3 that you're sharing, the 3 that you have shared, right? Because when you work through this, you're going to be able to be on the other side of it. So here's what happens. Here's what we do as human beings. We have a feeling and we create a coping mechanism, a habit or a pattern, right? Because we don't want to feel the feelings. So whether that's medication, whether that's smoking, whether that, I don't know why my computer's doing that. Whether that is, for me, it was food and other people's problems, alcohol, right? What is your coping mechanism? Some people use alcohol, avoidance, isolation, therapy, shopping therapy, exercise. Oh, I was an exercise bulimic. Anybody that? Anybody ever that? I would actually work out for 4 or 5 hours a day to burn all the calories that I would consume. Hibernating, sleeping, TV, social media, taking care of others. Still an unhealthy behavior. Isolation. Okay. What else? What else did you go ahead? What were your coping? What's your coping mechanisms? Isolation. Your pattern or coping habits, I look at are life lessons. The things that we do is a lesson. That is our first indication that we get to tune in. The moment we want to self-medicate, the moment we want to use food, the moment we want to shop or alcohol or anything, you get to interrupt that pattern and tune into what's really going on. And that's what we're going to do today. Because our brains work like this. You create a thought, it creates a neural pathway. You continue to have the same thought, it makes that pathway thicker and thicker and thicker and thicker, right? And so now it's just a habit. It's just like A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B. And what you're about to learn is a way to literally shake up that neural pathway, start to break it up and break it down. And so that you can create a different response, a different action. so that you don't isolate, so that you don't medicate, you don't food shop. You actually create something new, a different autopilot response, right? Instead of reacting, you create a response. So right now, I want you to remember that you agreed to do this work, and we're going to go in deep right now. We're going to go in deep because it's truly where you have to get to go to make change in your life. So people will do more to get out of pain than they will to move toward pleasure. It would be so nice to have this big, fluffy, beautiful life, right? But if you're in suffering, you will never go that way unless you realize what you're doing and the consequences of what you're doing, because you can't even fathom what that life would be like. You might not even see the possibility of that life, right? But Tony Robbins says the more more people will do more transformation when they see the pain in their life than they will to actually move towards pleasure, right? So it isn't until we tune in to recognize what this is that you'll be able to have lasting change in your life. So take a moment now, and I want you to look at your coping habits and the emotions. The coping habits and the emotions. And I want you to recognize, how are they you could drop it in the chat, or you can just self-reflect. How is it impacting your life? You can write it down on paper. You can put it in the box, actually. Because then this is all stuff that's keeping you from what you want. How is it affecting your relationships, your family, your energy, your decisions? What opportunities are you missing out by not being where you want to be? And if you continue to use these coping mechanisms and continue to live in these emotions, what will happen if nothing changes? How would your health be? Where will you be in 2 to 5 years? Give yourself permission to get uncomfortable right now, just for a moment. What is it that you tell yourself? How is holding on to these things affecting your daily life? What's it costing you to stay in this energy, in this emotion, these coping habits? What's it preventing you from doing? So here's the thing. You get to decide right now, today, in this moment, to make a shift. You get to decide that. Everything in your life comes down to the decisions that you make. A decision means you put all ends to any other opportunity. So you get to decide right now. Right now. Drop a yes if you are ready to change your life and release these emotions. Change your pattern. Interrupt the pattern. Yes. 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 You're willing to try. Go, Karen. Yes, so ready, so ready. Awesome, awesome. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna come up with a what's called a pattern interrupt, right? So what's called a pattern interrupt. And this pattern interrupt is going to help you shift out of that automatic reaction from your emotions, right? And so I'm going to share with you a story, and you can take my story, you can use something else. And the story is, I remember years ago when I would go to put, I was a stay-at-home mom, and I was going to put my kids to bed. Every night they would have that witching hour, and they would drive me crazy. They would start all hyper up. I have 3 boys, all in 5 years of each other, and they would go crazy. And I'd be at my wit's end, so I'd start yelling at toddlers. That's not how I want it to be. That's not the vision of a mother that I had. So what I started to do instead of, and then I would count 1, 2, 3, right? That worked, but I was still yelling, right? So I came up with a new method. So they would be all crazy, and I would go, stop in the name of love. And they would look at me, and they'd be like, what are you doing, Mom? I'd be like, all right, guys, let's get ready for bed. And it just totally changed the pattern, right? In the car, they used to argue. They used to bicker. Boys hit. They used to like hit each other in their car seats, right? And I'd be like, okay, guys, well, Belinda's here and she doesn't like that. And they're like, Mom, we don't want that voice. I said, okay, then all you have to do is be kind to each other. And they would shift because it was a pattern interrupt. So what you're going to create right now, I want everybody to stand up for a moment. And if you can't stand, shake your arms, wiggle your body. We got to move the energy, right? Like the energy is emotions, energy. I mean, emotion is energy and emotion. So we want to move our body. And so you get to create your own pattern interrupt right now. You get to create your own pattern interrupt right now. So it's something that's going to get your attention. It's something that's going to grab your attention, and it gets to be silly. Right? It gets to be silly. We have to find something that's going to shift that neuroplasticity that I talked about. The thick pathways, right? So I've had people say hairy peanuts. I've had people that said bananas. Or farquaad, I think was from Harry Potter. Somebody used that. But it gets to be a noise. It could be a word, it could be a noise, it could be a phrase, and a movement. Like you want to actually move it you want to move with the, like I did, stop in the name of love. You want to have a movement with the sound or the phrase or the word, right? So I'm going to count to 3, and you're going to do your silly move. Everybody's on mute, right? Team, is everybody on mute? I think everybody's on mute. Yeah, okay, everybody's on mute. I just wanted to make sure. So what you're going to do, Angelica, she's not connected to sound on that one. So thank you. Thank you for looking out. That's very kind. And good eyes. So way to take care of your sisters here. And so here's what you're going to do. Your silly move and a sound. I'm going to make a new one. I'm not going to use stop in the name of love. I'm going to make a new one because I feel it in my body. That's what I want to do. So it could be anything. And I'm going to count down from 3 to 1. And whatever comes to you in that moment is it. Right? So we're not going to overthink. You get to be a silly kid right now. And you just get to go for it. All right? So we're going to count down from 3 to 1. When I get to 1, you'll be surprised at what comes out of you. Because we've had, I think someone says Happy Bunny. If Sherry's still on, I know she was sick today. She's still on. I think she's got like chocolate bunnies, or I forget what hers is, but it's something with bunnies, I'm pretty sure. Right? So it can be anything. There's no rules here, but it gets to have a move and a sound. All right? I'm going to share you mine, so you just have another one. Mine's going to be wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. That's what's coming to me tonight. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And a little shimmy. All right? So we're going to go, and you're going to do yours. 3, 2, 1, go. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Yes. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Keep going. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Yes. Awesome. Yes. Give yourself a high five. Put 5 in the chat so everybody can give each other high fives. Awesome. If you don't have your sound, put me. put help or put me. If you need help coming up with a silly sound and a silly move, right? All right, all right. I love the high fives. Anybody need help? Drop it now before we move on. High five, high five. All right, all right. Okay, here we go. Next exercise. You can stop chatting so you can come back to this exercise. Now, I'm going to actually, the paper has it written out. I'm going to actually do this process standing and with your eyes closed. If you feel called to write it down, hold the paper in your hand and write it out. But the process we're about to go through, you're going to have a one-word answer. 1 to 2 words answers only. It's not full sentences. It's 1 to 2 words. And you only need to remember the last 2 that we talked about. So if you feel you want to write it down, you can. I'm going to take you through a process right here that you don't have to. Okay? So as you're standing, if you cannot stand with your eyes closed and that feels too unstable for you, please sit down. Okay, close your eyes. I'm going to take one sip of water real quick. The wiggle, wiggle, wiggle got me. Okay, so go ahead and close your eyes. Take a nice grounding deep breath in, just feeling your breath coming into your body. And out. Another deep breath in, feeling the breath fill up your body. And out. This breath in, breathe in and hold it. And then out. I want you to recall a time, just allowing yourself to be here, allowing yourself to go through this process. Realizing there's no right or wrong, there's no good or bad, it's just the process. So as you allow yourself to go through this process, just give yourself permission to go with the flow. Recognize the first answer that comes to you. And allow yourself to be easeful as you go through this process. So recall the last time you used your coping mechanism. Put yourself back in that moment. Right before you used your coping mechanism. Whether that's isolation, medication, whatever it is. So right before you, notice the feelings. See what you saw then, see it now. Feel what you felt then, feel it now. Hear what you heard then, hear it now. And as you allow yourself to be in that moment right before the last time you used your coping mechanism, in a second you're going to move forward into the part of you that wants to use your coping mechanism, and you're going to use your new sound. So allowing yourself right now to move into where you almost react with your coping mechanism, and you do your wiggle, 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 your wiggle, 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 your wiggle, 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 and then close your eyes and ask yourself, what is it that you were really feeling in that moment? What is it that you were really feeling in that moment? One word answer. What is it that you are really feeling in that moment? Keep noticing the different things that are coming up. What is it that you are really feeling in that moment? What is it that you are really feeling in that moment? What is it that you are really feeling in that moment? What is it that you were really feeling in that moment? What is it that you were really feeling in that moment? And whatever the last 2 were, write them down inside your box. You can go ahead and sit down. And as you're writing them in, I just want to tell you about Joni. She was one of my clients that came to me very skeptical, angry, I mean very angry. She was grieving the loss of her son. She was blaming herself, beating herself up, going through and going through this work. Yeah, put that in the box, Karen. She went through this work that I'm sharing with you to help her with blame and resentment was a big one. Self-judgment was a big one for Joni. Those were emotions and feelings that kept her in her box. And so going through this work and doing work like this, she was able to heal and grow as a woman and realize that she gets to choose in every moment of every day how she wants to feel. Right? And so do you. You felt fear and anger, resentment. Put that all in the box. So I want you to ask yourself this. On a scale of 1 to 10, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I am so ready to move through this emotion and release it, 1 being not at all. And be completely honest with yourself. Everybody's already putting 10s in there. 10, 10, 10. Yeah. Yeah. 10s. That's awesome. If you're not a 10, do we have any under 10? And that's okay. If you have any under 10, let me know. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to sit feeling supported. So whatever that means to you, I'm going to lock my chair so it doesn't rock. And you're going to close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, just take a deep breath in and out. Another deep breath in and out. This is going to be a powerful process, so you want to be in the process. Putting your notes away, anything you want, just be in the process. That's right, just allowing yourself to go through the process to release. I guarantee if you give yourself permission just to be in this moment, to go into this exercise and commit to the exercise without perfection, you'll be able to release and move forward in your life. So I want you to right now to give yourself permission to think about your box, all the things in your box, and just notice where you feel your box in your body, in your mind. Maybe you hear it, maybe you see visions of it, or maybe you sense it in your body. And you'll be surprised as we go through this exercise how easy it is for you to release this box, even though you may have been carrying it for a long time. And even know that this box has served you for some time, but you realize it's keeping you locked in the box from outside of your magic feeling. It's kept you safe. But it is no longer what you wanted. You all said a 10. So feel where you feel this box. See where you see this box. Hear what you hear inside this box. Notice if the box has any shape to it, if it's a shape like a box or if it has other shapes, if it has a color, if it has any sensations. texture to it. Notice if it takes up multiple areas of your body, one area of your body, if it's still or if it's moving. And realize the thoughts, the stories, the memories that created this box, put them in there now. If you don't know what they are, your subconscious mind does, and your subconscious mind gets to open up now and pour everything into this box so that you can get rid of it. And as you allow yourself just to breathe, you allow yourself, your subconscious mind to do the work. And your subconscious mind is quicker and faster than your conscious mind, so you may not even realize what's going in there or feel what's going in there, and that's okay. Notice if your box is heavy or light, dense or airy, jagged or smooth. And I want you to say whatever you want out loud or in your mind to this box. But I also do want you to know that it served you for some time, so make sure you give gratitude along with anything else you wish to say. Now, imagine right next to you is a container that can seal, some type of container. And on the other side of you is this magical bag. And in this magical bag are a bunch of magical tools. Some are physical tools, some are spiritual tools, some are words of affirmations. Everybody's box is different depending on what is already within you. And you get to create this consciously or subconsciously. So allow yourself to notice your magic bag. And in your magic bag is the exact tool or tools that you get to use to remove the box with ease and gentleness. So go ahead and grab your magic tool or tools, spiritual guides or helpers, God or light or divine, whatever's in your magical box, and bring it to yourself and allow yourself to use these tools. Maybe there's words of wisdom. Maybe it's a fishing rod. I don't know what your magic tools are. But right now, go ahead and use these tools and allow these tools to go to work for you, consciously or subconsciously now. And as I count down from 10 to 1, no matter what your tool is, whether you have a conscious awareness of your tool or not, your subconscious mind does and knows exactly what you get to do to release this box. 10, allowing it to go. 9, releasing it. 8, feeling it begin to move and shift. 7, 6, that's right, keep going. And allowing, with every number I say, it gets easier and easier to release. 5, that's right. 4, 3, and as you release it, it goes into that container. 2, 1, poof, keep your eyes closed and put everything in the container. And now put a lid on the container and just hold it there. And just scan your body with a white cleansing light. White cleansing light, cleaning out any residual, and as you clean it out, it can go into the container. So just bringing down a white light down through the top of your head, scanning for any residual parts, visions, sounds, feelings that were part of that box, and just allowing with ease and grace the white healing light to just put everything that's any residual inside that box right here, right now, down through your chest, your shoulders, your face, your back. Is bringing the light down, 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 releasing, releasing, releasing with ease and grace, down through your midsection, your pelvic, your buttocks, your legs, and then bringing the white light back up, scanning even faster now because there's hardly, if anything, left to put into the box. It's completely in the box, bringing it back up through your legs, your pelvic area, your midsection, your chest, the back side of you, all the way up through your throat, your third eye, your head, Whew. And now you get to say goodbye to the box, shipping it out to a faraway place where you can never access the box again. Maybe you smash it into smithereens, maybe you plant it in the earth, maybe you ship it into outer space, whatever it is for you. Shipping it out now, seeing it go, feeling it go, sensing it go. As I count down for 5 to 1, it's completely gone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Poof. Keeping your eyes closed, there appears, maybe you feel it, maybe you see it, maybe you sense it, but it's that magic feeling right at the top of your head. That feeling that you desired more of is right there. And I want you to reach up with your hands and just bring in that feeling. Pull it in, the joy, the happiness, the peace, the calmness, the love, or the feeling of being loved. And just allow this magic feeling to come down through your head, through your face, through your shoulders, your throat, your chest, your arms. And allow it to go all the way down through your midsection, the backside of you, down through your pelvic area, your legs, your buttocks, your feet. And just imagine now that you get to expand that magic feeling within you. And as you expand that magic feeling within you, look at the things that begin to open up for you. And even if you don't feel that you could do this, allow yourself to go there in this moment. What is that magic feeling? Expand it, feel it, see it, sense it, connect with it, amplify it. And as you're in this magic feeling, what do you get to decide for yourself? What inspired actions do you get to take? Who do you get to be? How is your energy every day? What's the first thing you say to yourself when you wake up now? Allow yourself the gift of hearing the words of affirmations you say to yourself, of hearing and feeling the deep gratitude that you have for life. The life that you desire. What comes of your life now? What do you get to create? Paint the picture of the life that you, the life that you love right now. See it, feel it, intensify it, amplify it, turn it up, make everything bigger and brighter and louder and clearer in your life. See the sparkle, the fun, the joy, the passion. And in just a moment, you're going to come back and you're going to take your second piece of paper, and in the middle of that, you're going to put the magic feeling, and then everything around it, free. No lines, no circles, no boxes. You're just going to write the things that you get to have now, that you have the magic feeling within you. Coming back on the count of 3, filling up with this magic feeling as deeply and as intensely as you possibly can by the time I get to 3, so that when you put your pen to paper, everything just flows right out of you. 1, intensifying it, turning it up. 2, that's right. 3, go ahead and write it out. All right. So here's what you get to do. I want you to drop in the chat what that process was like for you. What did you notice for yourself? Did you feel a release? Did you bring in your magic feeling? What, just one new awareness, one new feeling that you get to create for yourself. What is that for you? Drop it in the chat. Let me see. It's okay. You didn't feel the box, or you didn't feel the second half, Karen? Enjoyment, calmness, the magic feeling. You didn't feel your magic feeling. That's okay. You might have to go through the process again or a couple times, right? Especially if there's a lot of crap that you get to release, and maybe you need to wait till tomorrow's exercise and go through that exercise and see how that helps you. Yes. I love it. I love it so much. We have many tools. There is a tool for you for sure, Karen. Okay, so here's what you get to do next. Yeah, you know, not every process works for everybody, and you get to, like Karen, Rochelle, you get to go through again. You get to allow yourself to process, and maybe it was too, like taking all this in at one time might have been too much. So you get to go through, the recording will be up tomorrow, so go ahead and go through it again, right? And tomorrow's a different process, so that you get to go through that and maybe then go back to this exercise and see if it unravels differently for you, right? So here's what I want you to do. You have just one, actually one homework. You get to use your pattern interrupt tomorrow. And those that share their pattern, a video of you doing your pattern or a picture of you doing your pattern interrupt, get a chance to win a prize. So that's your growth work today. You went through a serious release tonight. Whether you feel like you have, Karen or Rochelle, it was definitely a process that you did. Your subconscious did work for you tonight. Whether you consciously have awareness of it or not, it definitely did. So tune in, be in touch with what you notice differently. Be in touch with what feels different. Maybe you respond differently. Maybe you have a quicker notice of like, oh, I'm using my coping mechanism. Let me use my wiggle, 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 right? So you get to use that tool tomorrow to interrupt your patterns. And just notice your response. Notice any subtle changes and celebrate those subtle changes, because then these changes are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, right? So it reminds me of Doreen. Doreen is actually studying to be one of my coaches right now, but she's been with me for a few years. And Doreen has a story about moving mountains. Like, you have to move mountains in order to see change. And she recently has totally adopted and realized that it's these small little things like the pattern interrupt or the grounding process or the empowerment stance that really makes a difference in the way that she sees the world. Doreen she was diagnosed with the clinical depression at, I think, 13, very young. Doreen's retired, just to give you some perspective in age. And she didn't think that she was worthy of change. She didn't think she was worthy of investing in herself. She didn't even know you were allowed to do something for yourself. And when she came to me, she was terrified to invest in herself, terrified to move forward. And once she did, things in her life, people just started asking her, what are you doing differently in your life? What are you doing differently in your life? Because they could see that her anger had been less, that her emotions have been higher, right? That she's making these small, subtle changes and people were recognizing it. So stay connected, do the work, continue to use what you learned yesterday and today to continue to make change in your life. I would love for you to drop in the chat your takeaway from tonight. Tomorrow is all about rediscovering your true story, where you're going to learn how to create choice in your life. You're going to be able to change your perspective. For those that had third eye, it's all third eye. Today was sacral work. So if there was numbness today or nothing, work on your sacral this week. Whatever your creativity, creating fun, being in the flow. If you want more tips on sacral, send me a message, a text, an email, a DM, right? So you want to, tomorrow is all about stepping into possibilities, stepping into seeing your world differently, realizing that you have the power within you to create what you want. It's a super powerful process. We release your ego tomorrow to step into the best, I don't want to say best version of you because someone got offended when I said that this week. Your most authentic version of yourself. You're already your best, right? So make sure to show up tomorrow. Same Zoom link, same time, different class. Support your accountability partners. See the women in here. Connect with them on Facebook. Go see them in the Facebook group. Say hello. And if you did not have your clarity call, that's still an option. Today's the last day that we're offering the clarity call to book. So if you haven't booked your clarity call, drop clarity call here. That's for you to get support in either something from tonight, like those that are having challenges with the feeling stuff. You can have your clarity call and we can help you to open up your sacral a bit so that you can feel again. It could be in regards to something else, anything that you want some coaching around, support around. So just put clarity call in the chat and Angelica will reach out to you, or I will reach out to you to get you booked. Your call will be with Angelica. If you had your clarity call, drop it in the chat and say what it was like for you. Encourage the women to take action. The universe loves action. Post your picture of you're doing your pattern interrupt, and I can't wait to see them and spend time with you in the Facebook group. Have a wonderful, wonderful night tonight, girls, and stay connected. Bye.